Hello, and welcome to the 4thDown podcast. For today, we are your hosts. My name is Alex,
My name is Mickey.
and today we'll be previewing the 2023 Wild Card Weekend. The playoffs are, believe it or not, they're right around the corner. We're actually beginning the 2023 postseason, and 14 teams will have a chance at winning the Lombardi Trophy. Uh, Not a lot of whole exciting matchups for this weekend, but we'll break them down. We'll predict also, and also too, we'll say which quarterback's going to have the most pressure. But we'll start with the first segment. It's kind of like a little bit of in between. We'll start with previewing, and I guess we can go along with the picks too. So we'll do one at a time. Starting with the 4:30 game Saturday, we got the Seattle Seahawks, who probably should not be the seventh seed, taking on the 49ers, which a lot of people believe that could be the NFC champs heading into the Super Bowl 57, or could be Super Bowl champions by the end of the year. Um, Very interesting matchup between these two teams, and like I said before too, I think out of the three wild card teams for the seventh spot, I think Seattle was the worst one to make the playoffs. I really don't see this being a close game at all. What are your thoughts? First thoughts?
Yeah, Seattle squeaked their way into the playoffs, but I don't see them beating the Niners. Especially looking at the Niners defense, I just don't. I think they're gonna have a hard time.
Yeah, and I agree, and I know Geno Smith had a terrific comeback player of the year story. Especially after trading for Russell Wilson away.
Yeah, I mean, the Seahawks have done much better this season than I expected them to, but I don't think they've done well enough to go head to head against the 49ers.
And like I said, back to real quick, out of three teams between the Seahawks, Lions, and Packers, I think this was, my opinion, probably the worst team to make the playoffs out of the three because I think Detroit would have given them Detroit would have been the best shot to beat San Francisco in a wild card round. Not saying it would, but out of those three teams, I think the Lions would have had the best shot. Green Bay could have probably maybe stuck around with them for at least a quarter before blowing out, but I don't see Seattle doing anything really good. Um, Brock Purdy's not going to have real much competition until maybe divisional weekend, depending on who he faces. But I think the only way to defeat the 49ers, you got to play ahead because we haven't yet to see Brock Purdy play from behind, and I think once Brock Purdy gets from behind, that might be really hard for them to come back because you rarely see, we haven't seen Brock Purdy make a comeback yet, so. But I think, as we both probably agree, the 49ers are going to blow out the Seahawks probably.
Maybe not a blowout, but I don't see it being a close game.
I'm going to say 26-10.
I could see that.
All right, so we're both picking the Niners. On to the Saturday night game, and this is probably the best matchup of the weekend. The LA Chargers taking on the Jacksonville Jaguars in what should be a really fun game. Both have really good offenses, both pretty good stories. Trevor Lawrence and Justin Herbert actually making a playoffs for the first time in their careers, so it'll be a pretty fun matchup. On one side, you got the LA Chargers with Mike Williams, Keenan Allen, Austin Eckler, and that amazing Chargers offense, and their defense very underrated too with Khalil Mack and Joey Bosa at the helm. And then you got the beautiful Jacksonville Jaguars story. Doug Peterson, first-year head coach. Terrible year in Jacksonville the year before that, but revamping and rejuvenizing this Jaguars team led by Trevor Lawrence and with Zay Jones and a bunch of free agents they got. Their one defensive star. I'm sorry if I pronounced it wrong. Aluakon, one of the defensive bright stars for that Jacksonville defense. It's going to be a fun game. I am actually going to pick the Jacksonville Jaguars, to be honest. I just like the way Jacksonville's playing right now. The Chargers, I just don't trust. I don't trust in Brandon Staley. I know the defense is going to bring lots of pressure to Trevor Lawrence. But I also think the Jags defense, especially that front end, is going to be bringing a lot of pressure to Justin Herbert. Plus, I think the Jags are on a hot streak right now, so I don't think anyone can stop them. That's my prediction.
I would say out of all of the, well, maybe not all of the games. Out of looking at the playoff games, this is one of the ones that I feel the teams are more evenly matched. Mm-hmm. And I want to pick the Chargers for this one, for the opposite reason is that I don't trust the Jags. it's kind of a toss-up. And I think this will be a good game, and it's going to be interesting to see how it pans out.
Well, a lot of people. I mean, not really a lot of people, but like some people were gonna probably pick the Chargers because they like Justin Herbert. But like, yeah, like you said, this is actually a very even matchup, a very close even matchup.
Yeah. But again, you can't pick the Chargers just because you like Justin Herbert. You have to look at the whole team.
Oh yeah, then they have a great receiving core. Austin Eckler's a stud. Um, I don't think he made a Pro Bowl, which is kind of surprising because he had like a billion touchdowns. But I do say I think the Chargers do have a running back advantage then with Austin Eckler. Travis Etienne, we'll see how he plays out. Not too bad, but it's gonna be a lot of fun. I think honestly, and this year we get to see the new overtime rules. Both teams get a chance. I think this game might go to overtime.
I could definitely see that happening.
But yeah, so I'm picking the Jags and you're picking
the Chargers.
So all right, so we split on that game. As we transition from Saturday to Sunday, the first wild card game is the Miami Dolphins taking on the Buffalo Bills. Tua Tagovailoa is out with a concussion. Skylar Thompson, the rookie, will get a start. He led them to a win against the Jets. 11-6 was technically the final score. And as for Buffalo, playing probably one of the best games for the age, especially on special teams. Playing for DeMar Hamlin. First game after that horrific incident that happened. They did squeak by one against the Patriots late. This is going to be a game I don't think is going to be close by the end of the first quarter, especially at Buffalo. And I love Skylar. I think Skylar Thompson, rookie, it's going to be hard, but yeah, I think Buffalo's going to end this game by the end of the first quarter.
Yeah, I don't think the Dolphins have a chance.
Poor Tyreek. Listen, they have weapons on offense, but without Tua, if Tua played, I think the Dolphins would have got a better chance. But they would have lost, in my opinion, still. But
yeah, I still think they would have lost with Tua, but they would have had a better chance, especially going into Buffalo, because that stadium, that crowd it's a lot.
Oh yeah, and Skylar Thompson, I know he's a 7th round rookie, so like, I know he's gonna get like a lot of people, but it's gonna be a hard rude awakening for when he goes to the Buffalo in his first playoff game.
This would be a hard game for anyone going into it. So to have a rookie quarterback who's not, I don't know that they necessarily would win even with Tua. Just looking at how the Bills are playing, the momentum they have right now. Yeah, I don't know that it'll be done by the first quarter, but it'll definitely be done before the first half.
Now, there's one thing to point out real quick before we jump away from this game. Oh, did you say something?
No.
Okay, but yeah, there's one way to point. The Bills with their mistakes too. Everyone thought the Bills were going to blow out the Patriots, but the Patriots kind of kept up with them. So, are the Bills going to, slack a little bit? Because that's my concern when I'm doing these playoff predictions and everything. The Bills are an amazing team by all means, and they have a lot to play for right now. But they have not been playing complete football. And spoiler alert, my Super Bowl picks Cincinnati, Philadelphia. I pick in Cincy to go, but anyways, talking about wildcard weekend. I mean, this game should be over by at least halftime. I think the Bills will play a lot. I mean, we saw last year too. Bills struggled, and then once postseason started, they light up the scoreboard. But I mean, I still think, but that's something to keep in mind because they have not been really at their best.
Yeah, I mean, there's been a few games this season where the Bills have been ahead, and then in the second half they drop the ball, and they're winning games, and they made it to where they're at. But it's a little concerning when you have consistently those same issues.
Right. So, but I don't think they have to worry about anything this weekend. Bills at home against a rookie quarterback. I think, like I said, this game will be over by halftime. So we're both picking Bills.
Yeah.
All right, going from the 1 p.m. game, and I'm gonna be honest, this is probably my game of the week. Giants and the Vikings, the 4:30 slot. These two teams, and I think you mentioned this before. All these games are rematches from this past regular season. The Vikings and Giants didn't play not too long ago. Vikings won on a 61-yard game-winning field goal attempt. Brian Daboll and his crew Brian Daboll should be coach of the year. First year coach, leading that Giants team with pretty much no one other than Saquon Barkley on the offensive side. To a 9-7-1 record. Didn't really play their starters last week. Davis Webb was starting quarterback, and they almost went to Philly and beat them. And now as for the Vikings, they beat the Bears pretty handily well, and they're now the 3 seed. So this is going to be an interesting game, interesting matchup. Like I said, it was really close last time these two teams played. I am going to pick the Giants. I think the Giants have, with Brian Daboll, I think they're grooving really well, and especially, too, going into Philadelphia with pretty much nobody playing, none of your stars playing, and almost being the Eagles when they still have someone to play for. Sure brings some momentum into the game, but also, too, Kirk Cousins and the Vikings, like, they're a boom or bust team. They can play great at times, but they can also play sloppy at times. We saw that against the Packers. We also saw that against like the Bears too. They played like crap. They beat the crap out of the Bears. It's going to depend on Kirk Cousins. And I know the Vikings have a much better team on paper than the Giants, but they're also playing like really hard fought, good football. And just to add a little history fact, the last 2 Giants Super Bowls, they were major underdogs in a lot of these games. But I am going to pick the Giants to win this game, I think. I like what Brian Daboll is doing.
Yeah, I'm definitely rooting for the Giants. And although I could see this going either way, the Giants are more consistent than the Vikings. The Vikings have had a lot of games where they've won, but it has been by the skin of their teeth or by luck in some cases. And there's definitely a lot of talent on that team. It's just not consistent.
And when they lose a game, it's by like 34 points.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, so you're picking.
I'm gonna pick the Vikings just because I feel like they're gonna luck their way to another win. But I'm rooting for the Giants.
Okay, so we split on that one too. Oh yeah, it should be a fun game. That's probably my game of the week. Going to Sunday night now. This would have been a game of the week if Lamar Jackson played, but it actually might be Anthony Brown because Tyler Huntley's still questionable. Ravens Bengals. I love what the Bengals are doing. I think the Bengals are, like I said, I think the Bengals are my Super Bowl pick. I don't know, just something about the Bengals is like, in a blink of an eye, it's still like they score a touchdown in a blink of an eye. Like they're such a really fun team to watch. A lot of talent there. Jamar Chase, Joe Mixon, all them guys. Just a lot of fun, a lot of talent. And with, Lamar Jackson, even Tyler Huntley. Even they had Tyler Huntley, give him Ravens a little bit of chance. But with Anthony Brown, and they played last week too, and the Bengals beat the crap out of them too. I think Cincy's gonna win big again. I think they're gonna go to divisional round.
I definitely think the Bengals are gonna win this week. But as we said with Buffalo, there are some mistakes that I'm seeing that are concerning. You talked about the Bills-Patriots game. Look at the Bengals-Patriots game and how they almost threw it away in the second half. So I don't see as many mistakes with Cincy as I do with Buffalo, but there are some concerning things. But I do think Bengals are on a hot streak. They are, I don't think there's going to be any issues for them this week.
No, and yeah. Oh, and I don't know. Joe Burrow and that team, they're just on a roll right now. It might be recent bias because they didn't make the Super Bowl last year, but I think they're better than last year too. They're a lot better.
I think they are better than last year, but they're not the only team that's better than last year.
True. So Bengals both?
Yeah.
Okay, now we transition to the last game, and this game could be really good, or it could not be good.
I'm not excited.
The Cowboys taking on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
This is sad.
A lot of back and forth game. You got the Buccaneers who made the playoffs at an 8-9 record. Got a little bit of a not so deserving home field for the wild card round. And then you got the Dallas Cowboys, who just got blown up by the Washington Commanders with Sam Howell, the rookie quarterback, starting. It's gonna be interesting because the Cowboys a few weeks ago, they would have been a team like, hey, team could make a Super Bowl. But now with the defense underperforming and Dak Prescott with 15 interceptions on the year, despite missing 5 games, this could be a. I mean, both these teams have been playing garbage football. Bucks been playing garbage football all year. Cowboys been playing garbage football for a couple weeks now, aside from the Philadelphia game. But I am gonna pick the Cowboys because I did have the Dallas Cowboys winning this game in my playoff bracket. So I just don't see the Buccaneers. I just don't see the Buccaneers winning this game. They've been playing really bad football. They went to overtime against the Cardinals a few weeks back. They came back against the Panthers, and I know they played their stars for a little bit and they rested them and they lost to Atlanta. So the Buccaneers heading into the postseason does not have a lot of confidence.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you. I don't have a ton of confidence in the Cowboys with how they've played the past few weeks, which is wild because a few weeks ago we were talking about how the Cowboys had a chance to get the number 1 seed.
Well, that's kind of more Jalen Hurts getting hurt.
Well, yeah, it is. There are a lot of factors that went into that, but you look at this game and neither one of these teams are playing to their full potential. But if I had to pick which team is playing better right now, it's definitely Dallas.
Yeah, I mean, and I know people are going to be saying, well, don't count out Tom Brady. And yes, that's true. And for some reason, Tom Brady might throw for 400 yards and 4 touchdowns to get the win, to maybe have a day with the San Francisco 49ers next week. But
again, Tom Brady is not the only one there. It's the coaching. It's who he's throwing to. It is the defense he's playing against. It is all of these other factors that you have to look at. And Tom Brady is not a spring chicken.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I think the Cowboys, between the two teams, if I were to pick, I'm going to pick Dallas. I think they're overall the better team. I think they have a really good defense. If Micah Parsons can create pressure against that Bucs O-line, which they are getting a little bit healthy at the right time, I think it might be. This might be an overtime game too. So, I'm picking Dallas.
Yeah, I'm picking Dallas too.
All right. So one more little quick topic before we leave. Which quarterback in these playoffs, this is including the 1 seed and all that, has the most pressure this postseason? I'm actually gonna probably go with Dak Prescott. I mean, it was tossed between Prescott and maybe Jalen Hurts, but I think Dak Prescott because, he's playing sloppy football, and as mentioned, he threw 15 picks, and with a team he does have a really good team around him, and I get it's not just him, but if he plays well, then the Cowboys can make it really far in the postseason. So I think Dak Prescott is my quarterback that has the most pressure because he's only won 1 playoff game during his whole career in Dallas. So
yeah, I could definitely see that because there are a lot of issues in Dallas, and a lot of times it does go back to the quarterback. And while Dak has proven he can put up those numbers, he hasn't proven it in the postseason. And you look at some of the other quarterbacks in the playoffs right now, Mahomes, Burrow, Allen. No one's questioning their abilities.
maybe Josh Allen, because after that playoff loss against the Chiefs,
Maybe, but I don't think so.
which was not his fault. Not saying Josh Allen. Josh Allen played amazing that game, but I'm just saying, because now But My answer is Dak Prescott.
Okay, I can see that. I don't think I was prepared for this question.
Oh, but yeah, I'm gonna go with Dak Prescott.
I don't know. It's interesting to think about it, you know, because you have a wide variety of characters that are going into this.
I didn't even think about Brock Purdy.
Well, Brock Purdy was the first name that came into my mind, but anything that happens with the 49ers, they can blame it on the fact that they had a rookie quarterback.
That's probably gonna be their excuse.
And it's true, and it doesn't matter how good he is or how well he plays. You can always blame it on the fact that you had a rookie quarterback. So I don't think.
But not just that though. He is fighting for maybe keep him around for the team, and a lot of teams are gonna be looking at him like, "Ooh, I know he's in a rookie contract, but."
Yeah, I mean that's definitely a factor. Tom Brady has not had a good season. And that's not entirely his fault, but there's a lot of eyes on him because of who he is and because of what he's done in the past and how he's performed. So it'll be interesting to see what happens in the offseason regarding Tom Brady.
True.
Yeah. I can't think of any other quarterbacks right now. I was not prepared for that question.
No. But yeah, so go Dak Prescott and Brock Purdy.
Okay.
But yeah, so that's pretty much all we got. Yeah, just a real quick rundown and previewing the playoffs. Kind of thinking about just pushing Monday's show to Tuesday after Monday night's playoff game to recap the games. I think that'd be a good idea. Because then we'll have all the games ready to roll and we can record. But yeah. So we'll probably shoot for a show Tuesday night after Monday Night Football wildcard game ends. So, alrighty, y'all. That's all for us for today. Hope everyone has a great rest of their day. And thanks for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Follow us on Instagram and TikTok. And, yeah, YouTube too. So, alright, everybody. Thanks for listening. Have a good night. Bye.
Yeah.